Hello, and welcome to the Rahul Nair Finance Show. You're listening to the Daily Dealroom, from startups to stock markets, where we decode the business buzz of the day, crisp, clear, and to the point.
Today is 8th July 2025. Before we begin, here's a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only. It is not a buy or sell recommendation. Always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Let's start with our first segment, the market wrap, closing bell. The Indian stock market closed higher on Tuesday, boosted by gains in financial and IT stocks. Optimism surged after the U.S. delayed new tariffs and hinted at a potential trade deal with India. Here are the numbers. Nifty 50, up 0.24%. Closing at 25,522. Sensex, up 0.32%, ending at 83,712. Bank Nifty, up 0.54%, closing at 57,256. Nifty Midcap, down 0.17% to 59,415. Nifty Smallcap, down 0.29%. ending at 18,895. Sector-wise, Nifty Realty and Nifty CPSE led the gains, while capital markets and pharma lagged behind. Also, global oil prices jumped over 4%, triggered by escalating U.S.-Iran tensions, adding a bit of geopolitical heat to market sentiment.
Let's continue with our second segment, company earnings and announcements. JSW Steel posted a 14% year-over-year increase in crude steel production, 7.26 million tons in Q1 FY26. Kotak Mahindra Bank announced 18th July as the record date for its final dividend. On the financial innovation front, Jio Financial and BlackRock launched investment options starting at just 500 rupees, making it more accessible for first-time investors. Adani Group has raised $3.2 billion in 6 months and is on track to hit a $5 billion fundraising target in FY26. The capital is being raised through equity, debt, and JVs across Adani Green, Enterprises, and Services. One more important update for textile investors. Trident shares jumped after the U.S. announced a 35% tariff on Bangladeshi textiles, boosting Indian exporter prospects. The rally was also driven by regulatory clarity and solid technical indicators.
Let's continue with our third segment, gold, currency and global buzz. Gold, 97,172 per 10 grams. INR USD, 85 rupees 88 peso per dollar. Globally, the big story is the Hong Kong IPO boom. That's right. 208 companies applied for IPOs on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange between January and June 2025, the highest ever. Why the boom? Hong Kong is outperforming mainland China. Companies prefer raising capital in USD. US-China tensions are pushing firms away from Wall Street. Big names like CATL are choosing Hong Kong for mega listings. So far, $14 billion has been raised, outpacing Nasdaq $9 billion, and London, which is seeing its lowest IPO activity since 1995. Tariff tensions continue globally. 55% tariffs on Chinese imports, 10% on U.S. exports, 25% on goods from Japan and South Korea. U.S. May core inflation stands at 2.8%.
Let's continue with our fourth segment, IPO radar. India's IPO market continues to buzz with activity. Here are some fresh filings and updates. Emmvee Photovoltaic Power, a solar manufacturing firm, has filed for a 3,000 crore IPO. Includes fresh issue 2,143.9 crore, off S 856 crore. Allied Engineering Works, which makes smart energy meters, plans to raise 400 crore plus 75 lakh shares via OFS. Square Yards, the prop tech player, is gearing up for a 2,000 crore IPO later this fiscal. They're in the process of finalizing investment bankers. Smartworks, the co-working startup, has announced a price band of 387 to 407 crore. public issue opens on July 10th. Includes a fresh issue of 445 crore and an OFS of 33.79 lakh shares.
Let's continue with our fifth segment, business detail. Amazon enters quick commerce. Amazon's quick commerce service, called Amazon Now, is now live in Delhi, currently in beta mode for select customers. This follows the pilot in Bengaluru earlier this year. With Amazon joining the 10-minute delivery game, the battle with players like Blinkit, Zepto, and Swiggy Instamart is only getting fiercer.
Let's continue with our sixth segment, Private Market Pulse. Let's take a look at where venture capital is flowing in H1 2025. Sector funding deals. Fintech funded $1.59 billion in 68 deals. E-commerce funded $1.20 billion in 109 deals. Enterprise tech funded $484 million in 50 deals. Health tech funded $377 million in 29 deals. Logistics funded $364 million in 12 deals. Clean tech funded $321 million in 31 deals. Other active verticals include advanced hardware, $311 million, real estate tech, $243 million, and agritech. Modest but growing. Term of the day, churned user reactivation. This refers to efforts to re-engage users who've dropped off or unsubscribed. Key for retention metrics in SaaS and consumer tech.
Let's continue with our seventh segment, industry news. Insight, defense, and drones. Post-Operation Sindoor, drones have proven their capabilities, especially indigenous drone systems. About 20% of experts believe drones will revolutionize rural India over the next 5 years by enabling smart agriculture. The government plans to raise defense spending to 2.5% of GDP, with the Defense Ministry targeting 2 lakh crore in new contracts for FY26, matching last year's record.
That wraps up today's episode of the Rahul Nair Finance Show, brought to you under our daily series, The Daily Dealroom, from startups to stock markets. If you liked this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, colleagues, or anyone who's into business and investing.
We'll catch you tomorrow with more updates. Until then, stay curious, stay invested.